This video deals with German armoured units taking part in operations inside Stalingrad. Be sure to check our previous video on German tactics, which also addressed the use of tanks and the countermeasures adopted by the Red Army to deal with them. Here it is all about the numbers of armoured vehicles operating with each German armoured unit in and around the city. The period covered runs from the initial urban assault in September until the Soviet counter-offensive in November. A subsequent video will cover later fighting. On September 14, 1942, for the first offensive in Stalingrad, about 150 German tanks and assault guns were assigned objectives in the city or in its immediate vicinity. Two armoured corps were operating on what the Germans called the Volga Front. 6th Army's 14th Panzer Corps was located on the northern side of Stalingrad, and 4th Panzer Army's 48th Corps was located on the south side of Stalingrad. 14th Panzer Corps had 152 operational tanks, 16th Panzer Division 78, 3rd Motorized Infantry Division 32, 60th Motorized Infantry Division 42, and most of these was deployed to face Soviet armies northwest of the city, leaving only a small number for operations within the northern suburbs of Stalingrad. During the initial stages of the fighting, the main armoured fierce was provided by 48th Panzer Corps, which included 24th Panzer Division, part of the 14th Panzer Division, and the 29th Motorized Infantry Division. These three divisions directed about 70 tanks in total for operations in the southern part of the city. But tanks were not all. At this time in the war, the Wehrmacht possessed an advantage over the Red Army in terms of assault guns, Sturmgeschutz. These low-profile Stugs proved especially useful in urban warfare. The figures quoted here are based on archival data from actual reports by 6th Army. They concern operational vehicles only and not those under repair. Including those vehicles under repair can account for variations of numbers in other sources. However, in the end, general attrition and lack of fuel and parts also doomed those remaining vehicles. After the third and most powerful offensive in Stalingrad, the number of tanks and assault guns had dwindled dramatically. At the end of the offensive period on November 18, the fighting vehicles of 14th and 24th Panzer Divisions that were still operational to deal with the remaining Soviet pockets of resistance could be counted on one's fingers. Yet there was still more than 2 months left before the fighting ended. Most of the assault guns available in 6th Army were assigned to 51st Army Corps for use in the city, with a total of 43 vehicles, 18 in Sturmgeschutz Abteilung 244 and 25 in Sturmgeschutz Abteilung 245. After a few weeks, the 18 Stugs remaining in 11th Army Corps on the Don River, Sturmgeschutz Abteilung 177, were eventually assigned to 51st Army Corps as well. For leading the initial assaults in Stalingrad, German forces are thus credited with a total of about 150 tanks and assault guns, a figure well under Soviet estimates, which usually refer to double that number, and sometimes as many as 500 tanks, a totally unrealistic figure, well over the total number of tanks in the entire Don-Volga region. Look for a future video dealing with the statistics of the later fighting.